In the 1950s, I went to school, not because of a single Munyakore other than my parents. Not one. No Munyakore other than Kaguta can say, I supported Museveni. No. If you bring him, I will give you 100 cows. But the people who supported our education were three people. One was a Baganda man from Kampala here, called Mpanga. That man was a cattle trader. He would buy cows from all over our area and bring them for the slaughter for the Kampala market. So my father had cows, he had wealth, but he didn't have money. He could not take a cow to the school and say, I'm paying school fees with a cow. He had to convert the cow into something easy to take to the school. Where could the headmaster tie the cow? Headmaster, because otherwise Kaguta would have taken the cow. He said, this cow is worth so much. The child studied free, but he couldn't. So Kaguta was getting money from Mpanga, who was buying cows. At that time, when the economy was still down, still this small population of Kampala needed meat. And the Indians who were here. So Mpanga was the bridge now. There was another Muganda called Buchenya. The Baganda were calling him Buchenya. His real name is Bukenya, but you know Munyakore cannot pronounce some of those things. So he was called Buchenya. He has got a son, a grandson, who is working in the Equal Opportunities Commission. And his family are in Mbarara. They are the Baganda of Mbarara. That Bukenya was buying cattle for the Mbarara market. That Mbarara market also had come up a bit. So Bukenya would also buy our cows. Then 1958, a white man called Shea, he had built a house at Ishaka there. He was now buying cows for the Kirembe mines. That Kirembe mines had come up. It needed meat. And one day, my father's cow tossed Mr. Shea. And Mr. Kabuta took it back home. He said, it didn't want to be sold. and he gave it a praise name. He made a praise name for it, that it had tossed the white man. But that's how I got money for education. So you can see, even when the economy was still really primitive, the signs of what was correct were already there. For you to come and tell me, we as Munyakore, and you mobilize me to form a Munyakore group when you are not solving my livelihood problems, you are an enemy. So that's why, therefore, we were able therefore, the prosperity of the Munyakore, and now the relationship is much stronger now. Because at that time it was only some few occasional cows for beef. Now if you add the milk, daily, you find somebody is milking 1,000 liters of milk. If the Kampala people don't buy them, what are you going to do? You're going to commit suicide. What will happen? The milk, the beef, the bananas, I think if you were to station people at Riantonde and you do census of the vehicles carrying milk, carrying beef, carrying bananas, you would run out of paper. So this shows you the real interdependence. I went to a place called Orom. Have you ever heard of Orom, you people? You are just Kampala people here. Orom is there after Namukora. And there the Achoris were quarreling. In fact, I have a date with them. They were saying, we are producing simsim, but the Langis are cheating us. The Langis, we are the middlemen. They come and buy from the Achoris in Orom at a very low price. They come and sell the simsim in Kampala at a very high price. So you can imagine, the people in Orom know Uganda, the importance of Uganda. And that's why I promised them a fuso to carry their simsim direct to Kampala, so that they bypass the Langis who are cheating. Who are cheating them. So therefore, the prosperity of the Munyakore is more dependent on Uganda rather than on the Munyakore rural areas beyond the production of the goods and services. This is how we identified the first ideological principle of the NRM as patriotism. That's where we got it. So what do you call this? To love? Because remember, there is our local word here, moyo gwa gwanga. But that moyo gwa gwanga, that is the spirit of the nation. It can be translated to mean the spirit of the tribe. So that's why we said, no, we need a word to describe Uganda as fatherland. And that's how we came with the word patriotism. Why love Uganda? Why? It is because you need it for your prosperity. We soon found out that the internal market of Uganda was not enough. Hence the need for the regional continental markets of Africa. We are therefore to love Africa. Why? It is because we need it. We need Africa for our prosperity. We have got so much production now. Maize, so much. Milk, so much. Bananas, eggs, cement, steel bars, all in surplus, The internal market is not enough. So it is because we need it for our prosperity. Hence the second principle of the NRM, Pan-Africanism. The third principle is socio-economic transformation, so as to be able to produce the goods and services that are needed in the Ugandan market and the African market. Democracy is our principle number 4. These 4 address the historical mission of creating prosperity for our people. The next historical mission is to create strategic security for Africa against all threats. You have heard of some actors in the world working for achieving 4-dimensional superiority. Superiority in the land forces, superiority in the air forces, superiority at sea, and superiority in space. Where does that leave Africa? That some people want to be superior on land, They want to be superior in the air. They want to be superior at sea. They want to be superior in space. So, me, a guerrilla, who survived because people could not see me, how will I survive if somebody is on the moon looking at me like an insect? So that's the second historical mission. How can Africa get strategic security? Uganda, relying on the 4 ideological principles, will become a first world country. We have already achieved the low middle income status with the GDP per capita of US dollars 1,146. However, the question is, can Uganda afford an ocean-going navy or a deterrent space capacity, even when it becomes a first world country? This is what I was asking the big people in Nairobi. 3, and finally, in spite of the achievement scored, I've noticed some weaknesses, especially corruption and inadequate training. There have been cases of stealing army fuel, army rations, pension money, allowances and salaries, and corruption in the selection of personnel to go to external missions, such as Somalia. The disaster we had some time ago in one of the defended positions where we lost 57 soldiers was apparently caused by this type of corruption.